Hello viewers and watchers, I'm Richard. I'm from Taiwan and today is Monday. It is 1 p.m. here in Taiwan. 大家好，我是 Richard Wu，我来自台湾。今天是星期一，现在是下午1点钟整。Today I'm going to talk about Chinese, of course. And today's lesson is very important. If you want to learn how to write, hello, nice to see you, Sajid, right? If we want to learn how to write Chinese words, we have to learn two major parts. One is strokes, the other is radicals. Hello, Ying Ying, very nice to see you. And in my previous lesson, I have already talked about strokes. And right now, I'll talk about the other important part if you want to learn how to write Chinese words. And I know lots of people, they just give up on Chinese words because they understand that how hard it is to write Chinese words. But if you really want to learn and master Chinese, eventually and at last, you still have to learn how to write Chinese words. So maybe we can learn how to write Chinese words together and don't give up, okay? Because if you can only just speak Chinese and you cannot write it, it's not that complete and it's not that good, right? Okay, so nice to see you. So right now, let's get started. Let's talk about radicals. Okay, radicals. Some people just ask me, please tell me the alphabet of Chinese. Then I have to tell you guys, in Chinese, actually, we don't have something like alphabets, like English or other languages. In Chinese, we have radicals. And what is radical? Actually, radical is the main part of a Chinese word. And what is a main part of Chinese word? I know it is very hard to understand that if you never hear about that. So right now I'll introduce you and I want you to understand what is a radical in Chinese and pay attention because this is very important if you try to learn how to write Chinese words. So let's get started. Okay, today I'm going to talk about radicals. Radicals. In Chinese, radicals means 部首.部首. Okay, again, 部首. And actually, radical means the main part of a Chinese word, the root of the Chinese word, and we call that 部首. Okay, what is the main part of a Chinese word? I know it is very hard to understand, so that's the reason why I'll give you one example here, and then you understand. Okay, so for example, this word 你 means you. This is a very basic and simple word in Chinese. 你 means you, and then we how to write it. We write it like this. Right? Like this. I have already introduced that in my previous lesson. And what is the radical of the word 你? What is the radical of the word 你? Okay, what is the radical of it? And that's the part I circled. Okay, so this part is the radical of the word 你. Then we talk about the radical here. What does that mean? What does this word, this part radical mean here? So you see, this part means human beings. You can also write in this way, human beings. So the part radical, the radical means human being, which means human or people. So that means whenever you see a word start with this radical, and this word means something about human, something about people. even you don't seen this word, even you don't have ever seen this word, even you don't recognize this word, you understand this word is something about human beings because you see the radical here. So that's what I say, radical is the main part, is the root of a Chinese word. Even you don't know, even you don't understand the word, but if you can recognize the radical here, then you understand this word is mainly about people or mainly about human. Okay, let me give you one example here. Let's see this word. If you cannot recognize this word, at least you can recognize the radical of this word. Which part is the radical? Yes, this part is the radical. So this word must refer to something about human beings or people. And this word is he, she, or it in Chinese. Of course, they are all human beings. So if you can understand more radicals, then you can understand lots of Chinese words. At least you can understand the root, the basic meaning of the word, the quality about the word. Okay, so that's the reason why we need to learn radical first. And then I will show you a Chinese dictionary here. This is a Chinese dictionary. Then I will show you how many radicals do we have in Chinese words. Wow, my God. All of these words are radicals in Chinese. My God. No wonder people just say that Chinese is the most difficult language in this world. Yeah, but don't be afraid of that, okay? Because English is also very hard, but we just learn that gradually and slowly. Okay, and then I'll introduce another word. Let's find out what radical it is, okay? Okay, this word, we called it Ming. Ming. It's like this, right? Ming. Oh, I hope my pinging is correct. I'm so bad at pinging. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. Hello, Habib. Yeah. So this word Ming, 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 which means bright, bright. Okay. But today we are going to talk about radical. So can you guess what's the radical of the word? What's the radical of this word Ming? Because it means bright, right? So think about the main part or the root of this word, of this Chinese word. Yeah, this word, the radical of this word Ming is the part that I circled. It's the part I'm circled. So you can see here, actually this part like this, which means sun, the sun. So actually, you know, the sun is bright, right? The sun is sunny, right? So whenever we have a word with the radical like this, and this word must be referring to something about sun or light. That's the reason why we know this word Ming means bright, because we have a radical here, we have a root here, which means the sun or the light. So whenever you see a word with this radical, and this word must be related to light or to the sun. Okay? So for example, I'll give you some example about that. Let's look at this word. Do you know this word? Maybe not. But can you guess what does it related to? What does it relate to? Yes, this word related to sun or light. And this word means dark, without sun or without light. So you can see a radical and the main root here. You can guess, even though you don't understand this word, you still can guess what this word is about. Okay? So when you know something about radicals, it is very important to learn Chinese words. Okay? So let's try the other radical, okay? This word. How to pronounce this word? Okay, maybe that's a new word for you. Okay? La, okay? Which means pool. Which means pool in English. La. And what's the radical of this word? What's the radical of this word? The main root of this word. Yeah, you're right, this part. And this part means your hands. This part means your hand. Okay, means hand. Okay, so whenever you see a radical like this, even though you don't know this word, but you understand that this word must be related to your hands. So whenever you pull something, you use your hand to pull, right? So radicals are very important if you want to learn how to write Chinese words, okay? So let's see some words here. Have you ever seen this word before? Maybe not, but at least you can recognize the radical here, right? It's about hand, right? This radical is about hand. So this word must be related to your hands. Yeah, 抱 means hug. You use your hands to hug people. So whenever you recognize the radical, you can guess this word's quality or personality of this word. Okay? For example, like this one. Do you recognize this word? Do you know this word? Maybe not, but you can recognize the radical, right? You can recognize the radical. This is what? Human, right? Human means human or people. So even you don't know the meaning of this Chinese word, at least you know this word must be related to human or people. Yeah, 伴 means company. Company is like someone is your company. Someone is your partner. Partner, company, that's the meaning of this word. And that refers to human beings or people. Okay? So, so viewers and watchers, today I talk about strokes and the radicals. These are two main parts if you want to learn to write Chinese words. So maybe in the future I'll talk about these parts and these topics more because this is very important if you want to learn how to write Chinese words. And don't be afraid. Slowly, gradually, we learn every day and we can know how to write Chinese words. Okay, so be happy and think positively. One day you can make it. Okay, I'm Richard Wu from Taiwan and see you next time. Okay, bye bye. 再见。